welcome. Come in, come in. It's nice to see you today. Thanks for checking out this video. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Audrey, and I am the Salty Psychic. That's me. It's true. I am salty, and I am a psychic. So come on in. We're going to talk today about something that I think a lot of people will find helpful. And before we get into that, though, let's get some business out of the way. So if you've been watching my videos and you haven't subscribed, today, right now is the time to hit that subscribe button. And as well as like the videos, that helps get my numbers up, to get more people, to reach out to people. The more people I reach, the more people I help. And that's my goal and reason for being on YouTube. So thanks for your assistance in that. You can share me on Instagram or Facebook or the other things that I don't know how to do. So that's helpful for me. And I'm going to open my bubbly water here. So maybe you're in the car listening. Maybe you're on the treadmill right now listening to me jibber jabber. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And let me have a sip. I have to try and slow my talk down because I know I talk fast. I'm a Valley girl from California, so I'll try and slow my roll. I'm going to slow my roll down a little bit. There is a lot of subjects to talk about when it comes to death, dying, spirits, passing, crossing over, heaven, hell. There's a lot to talk about, which is why I'm writing a book about it. I've also written a book that's in publishing right now. It's already been, what's that word? Copyrighted. It's been copyrighted already. I need an artist for that book. So if you know anyone that does like digital art, I need an artist. I'm having so much trouble finding an artist for my children's book. My children's book's actually a book for children and adults, but we can talk about that another day. But it is about death, dying, and it is about pets and people, which is what we're going to talk about right now. So, we see death in so many things every single day, don't we? And I don't mean just people. We see it. We see death in plants and vegetation, and your dreams have died. Maybe a neighborhood looks like it's been killed because there's no one there anymore. It's just abandoned, and it's depressing, like death, right? I mean, there's so many categories we can kind of relate to as having that feeling of loss and no grasp anymore. We don't have that anymore. It's gone. Whatever this was here, it's gone. Where is it? What happened? What do I do now? What do I do with all this emotion I have now? Today, we're going to focus on pets and the loss of pets. I am a pet lover. I am a cat person. I always have been a cat person. Ever since I knew there were things called cats, I was in on it. And when I was little, I used to feed them at my grandma's farm down in Southern California. I used to bottle feed the kittens. And, oh God, it was wonderful. It was so wonderful. And people often ask me, like, is that why you're vegetarian? Because your grandma lived on a farm and, you get to hand feed the animals? Yes and no. Well, we can talk about vegetarianism and those things in another video, but kind of related. I've always had a connection with animals. Is it because I'm psychic? Maybe. I don't know. I just love them. I love dogs too, but I'm really more a cat person. I'm scared of birds. I don't want birds. My daughter has a bearded dragon. He creeps me out. He's got little holes all, he gives me the creeps. But he's still a person. He still has his little spirit and his little soul inside his little scaly body. He's a good boy though. And I wrote the book because as adults of any age, and we lose a pet, it's hard to talk about because we're adults and we're supposed to have our stuff together. We're supposed to be able to stay composed and be a little sad maybe for a day or two. And then, okay, well, the pet's been gone for a week. Can you get over it or not? No, the answer is no. I'm not going to get over it in a week. And I'm not going to get over it because people are judging me. And people are judging me because I had so much love for this animal that it felt like a child to me. And I talked about my son's dog. He took the dog from me, and those feelings were kind of like I felt a loss of the dog being gone. And it took me a minute. It took me a minute to get used to sleeping without her anymore, and her hair all over the place, and just her energy being around the house. I think even the cats were mad that the dog was gone, even though the cats love to complain about the dog. The cats were like, oh, where is she? Where'd she go? No one's chasing us yet today. So there's a loss. There's a loss. There's a hole. There's a hole left from that energy being removed. And people are quick to judge you if they're not animal people, and you try and tell them you're upset about losing your pet. They just don't get it. They don't want to get it. They don't care. Now they think you're kind of a weak person, maybe. Maybe they think you're a softie. There's all sorts of adjectives people are called and presumed because they're adults and they've lost their pet. Even if you have children and you have pets, it's hard. It's hard. So, you guys have heard of that movie, All Dogs Go to Heaven. That's true. I'll tell you, it's true. Thank God. And it's not just dogs. Anything with a soul, anything with consciousness, when it dies, it crosses over. Energy never, ever dies. Let me remind you guys of something about me. I don't think I've mentioned it since I've been back on YouTube. I love going to lectures at Stanford University in their science department. I am not an academic, but I'm fascinated by science. And some of the science lectures I've been to really validate what I know as a psychic about the energy being there, and where does energy go? What does it look like? How it moves back and forth, that sort of thing. And someone, I don't have the direct comment in front of me, but she was asking about her pet being lost, and she had a cat. Her cat passed, and she was having some paranormal activity in her home after the cat passed. And she wasn't quite sure if it was. Could the cat actually turn on the bathroom light or turn it off? A drawer opened in the bathroom right in front of this woman. Could a cat do that? A cat spirit? 100%. And I have the chills. Spirits are coming in. And these are animal spirits are coming. They're coming in. I feel them coming. Oh, yep, here they come. Come on, kitties. Animals are people too. I don't know about you, but I 100% believe in reincarnation. We reincarnate from one body to the next, whether it's immediately the next day after we pass, maybe it's 10 or 100 years later. It's different for everybody, and that's another subject we can talk about later. But I want to mention today that cats can be people and people can be cats throughout time. Sometimes I'll meet a dog and go, "Hello, sir. Yeah, I see it. I know. Yeah, you fought in the war. Yeah, I can kind of have a little conversation with that dog for a second." When they look me in the eyes and I look at them, I know what they're saying. They're talking to me. And they're alive. And it's crazy. I know. It's insane sounding. But if you've had a pet and you've lost a pet, you understand what I'm saying, and you understand that loss. And so many people will say, "Oh, you know what? I still heard his collar jingling down the hallway like he was coming to wake me up out of bed." Or, "I swear I heard him bark." You know, there's so many stories. I did a reading for someone in Oakland, California. And, you know, I don't know anything about you guys when you book a reading with me. I just have your name and that's it, really. Some people use fake names, which I don't suggest that. That's not cool. But anyway, I was doing a reading for a guy and his mom, and I kept saying, well, I saw a dog, and it was a big dog, a manly kind of dog, you know, kind of like not a pit bull, but some type of big muscular dog. Then the dog shows me himself wearing a jersey. He was wearing a Raiders jersey, this dog. I can't make that up. I would never make that up. And I told the guy, "Your dog's wearing a jersey? The Raiders jersey?" He's like, "Oh my God, yes, he loved that thing. He loved putting on his jersey, and yay for the game when the games were on. And you know, the dog just loved the Raiders too." You know what? Okay. But how cool is that? I cannot tell you how many times a dog came in while I was doing a reading for somebody. Some people book a reading just for the animals, which is fine too. I was doing so many dogs. I had a little board in my art studio of all the dogs I've channeled. One dog I channeled, he had been put down because he was naughty. He bit somebody and was not a good situation. And that was interesting because that dog knew what he did. And, you know, when I'm communicating with a spirit who was an animal and I'm talking to them as that animal, they're talking to me like you and I are talking, like a human being is how I talk to the animals after they pass. It's the same exact kind of conversation. And the dog was saying, like, "Man, that was rough, you know. Dogs, animals, you know, some of them just maybe shouldn't be put in residential homes or, you know, around children and stuff like that." And it's like, he's an animal. Not all animals can be trained and tamed and domesticated. But the dog had no hard feelings towards its owner for being put down. It was not angry at God for being put down. It understood what happened. And gosh, there's so much. I'm just looking down here, looking at animals I see in my mind up here. Our pets, our loved ones, our furry and feathery friends are just like humans in the way that they hang around after they've passed. They communicate. They will try and communicate with you. They will try and get your attention. You know, you may feel like that little Chihuahua is sitting on your lap right now. It may feel like it for a split second. And you may even go to stroke him. But it's, oh, God, he's gone. Yeah. You know, what am I thinking? You might lose yourself in the moment and forget that your pet's gone because you're feeling the realness of your pet's energy while your pet's actually there with you. When pets pass, they will pass in very similar ways as humans. Maybe they're sick. Maybe they were in an accident. I really shouldn't drink this while I'm filming. Oh, God. It's so unladylike. I apologize. That's horrible. Horrible. But I have to drink. I'm sorry. I'll drink coffee next time. But I apologize. You turn 50 and everything goes out the window. I've had plenty of pets in my life, and my husband as well, and we lost his dog last year. She was like 18, little tiny Chihuahua, tiny little thing, and you know, he's very upset. The whole family's upset. Everyone's upset, but he still feels her energy around him. And she got made into a little necklace so he can carry her around his neck. And I like that idea. You know, there's so many ways now to keep your loved ones with you. They have bracelets, they have rings, necklaces, earrings with a little bit of your loved one's ashes in there. And I'm talking about the pets, not the people, just the pets. There's services that do that for you. You can look on Etsy for them. It's gut-wrenching pain to lose a pet. And we just call them pets because that's what we've been calling them forever, right? But they're not, they're members of our family. It's like when you get Christmas cards. People include their pets in the photos, in the Christmas cards. Of course, because they're part of the family. And it's a little disheartening when you hear people talking about how people are stupid for caring so much about a dog or a cat that they would cry, or that they need to miss a day of work because they had to put their dog down yesterday. It's traumatic. It's traumatic. Let that person grieve. It's a thing. It's a real thing. It's a real emotion. It's a real hurt. It's that hurt that your stomach, you're crying and your stomach is just so tight as you're bawling your head off because you're feeling that separation. You're feeling that hole. You're feeling that open wound that only that pet could fill. And I don't believe that time can heal all wounds. I don't. And I'm not saying that to make you depressed. I'm saying it because it's true, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to feed you garbage. So there are ways to deal with this. And that's what I'm here to share with you and to help you through. So your loved one is gone, your pet. And however the animal passed away, it's gone. I know you're not supposed to bury animals in the yard, but maybe you've buried your animal in your yard. Maybe you don't have your animal anymore. Maybe it was hit out in the street or something horrible. Or maybe you are waiting for the ashes to come back. And you're feeling that pain of separation, and there's just missing. That noise now is gone from the animal running around the house and eating food and water and stuff and barking to go outside to go potty. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that hole? The first step is to understand, and with no uncertainty, that your animal can still be with you and see you and spend time with you, just as any human can and do. So anytime you're thinking about your pet, your thoughts are energy. You're putting that energy out there. That kind of like rings the doorbell at the door in heaven and says, ding dong, okay, what's it, Snoopy? Snoopy, your door's open. Go down and visit. Your owner's calling you. And I'm getting the chills right now. That means spirit is here with me. I don't know whose spirit is here with me. Your animals will always be with you. They will always keep you company. You know, sometimes it feels like animals have more of a human connection than humans have a human connection, because the animals love you unconditionally. And that's a deep connection. I mean, think about that. You lose your pet, you're losing someone that loved you unconditionally. I remember when my aunt was dying. It's been about, maybe 10 years, maybe. I'd say between 8 and 10 years since my aunt passed. I went over to see her. She lived not far from me at all, and she had a cat. And I got to her house. My aunt was laying on her sofa in the family room, and the cat was right there with her. And the cat knew what everyone else knew, and that was that my aunt was actively dying, and she was in her final stages of the cancer she was suffering from. And pets never see you as a problem. Pets never see you as a chore. Pets are thankful that they're here. Sometimes I meet a pet and the pet's like, oh my God, thank God I'm a pet. I'm a dog this life, because last life was horrible. Last time I was this guy and he did this and that, and we had to go here and there, and I didn't want to be involved in that kind of stuff. And I swear I have these conversations with animals, live animals, and past animals. That's my life. That's my life. Oh God, you gotta love it. My son has the dog, and she's not super well. It's going to be hard when she goes. I think my son's not going to be well when they either have to put her down or she dies on her own. It's not going to be pretty. And I just want you to know today that don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed that you have so much love in your heart that your heart is aching for your pet, for your cat, your dog, your bird, lizard, snake, frog, goldfish. Everything has a personality. Everything has a personality. Anything that's alive has a personality. Don't ever apologize. And you know what? If you've shared your loss with someone and they just poo-poo you, well, you know what? You can poo-poo them. You just, off you go, person. Negative Nelly, just go away. I don't want to talk to you anymore. If you have to spend time with that person, maybe it's a coworker, well, now you know them a little bit deeper, and that's the kind of person they are. I'm just saying, sometimes when things happen, it's you get something positive out of it. And if you're now finding out that this person over in accounting, is such an animal hater and doesn't believe in dogs going to heaven or whatever, just go. Negative, go. I don't want that. And I know there's places online where you can write a letter to your loved one saying goodbye. You can buy a star. There's the necklace. Excuse me. Just honor them the way you do in your mind. That's enough for them. And for anyone who lost a pet in an accident, such as the pet getting out of the house or out of the yard and getting hit, be thankful that the pet's no longer in pain. Some instances there might be initial pain at the accident. For other pets that were put down, they understand. They understand why they were put down. And they understand that you love them 100% when you put them down. They don't hold anything against you. No, even if you had a dog and you had to give it away because you just couldn't take care of it, the dog may come back and say, oh, yeah, this person you're having a reading with, she gave me away, but I went to this other house and I had a little girl there and a cat and, and I lived there for 12 years and had a good life. So thank you. Thank you for putting me with a good family or whatever. I don't want you ever to feel crazy for mourning the loss of a pet. Because really you're doing the pet a disservice if you're not mourning the loss. And and if you don't want to share it with anyone, don't share it with anyone. It's none of their business. You can write your pet a little card and just put that away, maybe with his picture or next to his picture on the mantle or wherever. It leaves a scar. It leaves a little scar. And this is what I was talking about when I said time doesn't heal all wounds. It just doesn't, you guys. It just doesn't. I hate that. I hate that expression because it's just not true. And so this experience of losing your pet changes you. It doesn't mean you need medication necessarily. It doesn't mean you need to go to a psychiatrist necessarily. It doesn't mean that you can't get up in the morning necessarily. There's going to be some hard days, harder than other days. But now you're going to live with this absence. You're going to live with this pet in a different way. And I know, we just want to touch them. I just want to pet him one more time. I just want to kiss that face one more time. I know that. I know that pain. Something else I don't like. I don't like when people tell me, oh, you're so strong. You've been through so much. Well, and sorry if you've said that to me. I'm just saying in general, you don't have to be strong. You don't have to be strong and go through these things to get through them. Did you know that? You can get through these things with being sad. You can get through these things taking some time off. Everyone's different, and you need to do what you need to do. And yeah, you have a little scar on your heart for that pet. And you know what? You may have a scar on your heart from a dead relationship or your dream job that got taken away or was lost from you. Our souls have to endure a lot of pain and discomfort. You learn to live with the pain, and I know that sounds terrible. It does change you. It does make you a stronger person, I have to say. It's like, I don't want to be strong. I just want to fall apart. I just want to fall on the floor and never open my eyes again. I can't deal with it. I've done that. But you know what? It doesn't work. I've tried running away from problems too, and situations and pain. I've tried running away from pain. But you know what? The pain follows you. It's like you get on a plane to go to, I don't know, Hawaii or Mexico or something to get away from whatever. And it's like, oh shit, well, I'm still thinking about everything. It's still in my mind. I'm still upset. I'm still hurt. So isn't it better just to accept it? And know you will see your animal, your pet, your loved one again. And you will. I've seen pets come for their owners when it was the owner's time to pass away. It's a beautiful, beautiful sentiment, and it's a beautiful thing to witness. Pets are amazing. But like being a parent, in the end, it's us who are going to be hurting. Kids hurt us by leaving or, having issues. And pets hurt us too. But aren't you glad you got that time with your pet and you got to give that pet love? I am. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say about pets today. Put your questions down in the comments if you have any more questions about pets passing away. Also, what other things do you want to know about spirit? There's a lot. We can talk about suicide. We can talk about in depth when someone dies and you didn't make it to the hospital on time. What happens to that person? What do you do now with this angst you have over not saying goodbye to your mom? We can talk about that. We can talk about heaven and hell. You guys tell me what you want me to talk about next as far as just spiritual stuff, just psychic stuff. But I'll be doing another video on Diana and the royals and true crime and stuff like that next. But as always, thank you for checking out this video. Thank you for just being a part of my community. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, you guys. That will be so helpful. And like the video. And again, throw it up somewhere. Throw it up on your Facebook feed or Instagram feed. Just share me around the place. All right, you guys take care. I'll see you really soon. Blessings to everyone. Bye.